Good morning, students. We are discussing chapter 4 of physics, simple machine. And in the last class, we were discussing types of simple machine. And in that, I have already discussed lever. And it's all the three types of lever. First kind, second kind, and third kind. And there are basically six types of simple machine. That is lever, inclined plane, pulley, screw, wheel and axle, and wedge. Today we are going to discuss about the inclined plane and pulley. Okay? So let's understand first what is the meaning of inclined plane and what is this inclined plane and why we use it. So an inclined plane is a slanting surface. The surface looks like this. It is a slanting surface which connects two points at different heights so that the heavier object can be moved up or down very easily. You will understand by seeing this picture better. Look at this picture. This type of figure is called inclined plane. You can see this is a slanting surface and it is connecting two points at different heights here. But an inclined plane is used for what? Actually, it reduces the effort needed to lift up any heavy object. Suppose this is a heavy load, we have to move it up. So this inclined plane makes it very easy to lift up heavy object up and down. So it does not reduce the amount of work, but it reduces the effort needed to lift the object. Like for example, you must have seen many examples, but just see it to understand clearly. This sloping plank for loading goods in a truck, this is a good example of inclined plane. You can see this slanting plane is used to lift up this big block of log. Or you can see this also, children's slide. It is also used as an inclined plane. Heavy loads can be moved up and down through this. This is also an example because this is a slanting surface. Surface is like this. Look at here. Nowadays students, it is very mandatory in hospitals or in educational institution or offices also to construct this kind of ramp. Okay, beside the stairs for the convenience of handicapped or the people who are sick to move them up and down in this wheelchair. So this ramp is also a good example of inclined plane. So these all are inclined plane. So it is used to lift up heavy object very easily up and down you cannot say that without effort. We need to put effort, but very less effort. Okay. So if inclined plane is a simple machine, then definitely it must have a mechanical advantage. And what is the mechanical advantage of mechanical inclined plane? It is equal to the ratio of the length of the inclined plane divided by vertical height. Where is the length of inclined plane? Just see in the picture. This is the length of the inclined plane divided by the vertical height. This is the height. Okay, if we will use this two, we can find out its mechanical advantage. And the mechanical advantage of an inclined plane is greater than 1. Because the amount of effort needed to lift a load by an inclined plane is less than the load. And that's why it is acting like a force multiplier. Because with a very less effort, we can lift up a very heavy object. So its mechanical advantage is greater than always 1. Okay. Now let's understand what do you mean by pulley. What is this pulley? I have discussed about it in my last or before first class of a simple machine. But let's understand it in detail. What is this pulley? So look at this picture. This is a picture of a simple pulley. Simple pulley is consisting of a wheel. This is a wheel with a grooved ream. Grooved means there is a grooved ream in which the rope can move or a chain can run very easily. Okay, and the wheel is mounted, this wheel is mounted on the axle. There is an axle here and it is fitted to a frame called block. This is called block, and this is axle and this is a wheel. Okay, and the wheel is free to rotate, and a pulley is, why this pulley we use as a simple machine? Because it is used to lift up heavy object by changing the direction of force. You can see here the direction of force is changing, because this bucket of water is pulling up very straight, but this lady is pulling this rope in a slanting way, in this direction. Okay, so it is changing the direction of force, and this only helps us to lift up the heavy object very easily with the help of this pulley. Okay, and the load to be lifted is at one end of the rope and the effort is applied at the other end of the rope. You can see at the one end there is a load and at the other end of the rope there is a effort. Effort is applied by this lady. So we can say that this is a good example of pulley drawing water from a well, or raising a flag on a flagpole. This is also example of pulley. You must have seen on 15th August or 26th January in your school, raising a flag on a flagpole. Okay, so to lift very heavy load, several pulleys can be used together so that the force needed, you can see several pulleys are used together here, so that the force needed to lift the load reduces considerably. This kind of, where the different pulleys, many numbers of pulleys are added here, 4, 5, 3, we can use it as per our need. So such an arrangement of pulley is called the block or tackle system. It actually reduces the force needed to lift the load. Okay, now look at this picture. This is a picture of a fixed pulley, because pulley are of two main types. One is a fixed pulley and one is a movable pulley. This first picture is a fixed pulley. Okay, and in a fixed pulley the pulley is attached to a hook. You can see this pulley is attached to a hook or a wall, you can say, and doesn't move. This pulley will not move. It is fixed in one place only. It changes the direction of force, because you can see this rope is very straight and this side the direction is getting changed. This only helps to lift up heavy object with very less effort. So but it does not amplify. Does not amplify means it only changes the direction of force. Okay, that's why we feel very easy to lift up the heavy object, but it does not amplify. Okay, and well and flagpole, which I have shown you right now, are example of fixed pulley. These all are example of fixed pulley, because pulley is fixed here. Okay, and what about the mechanical advantage of the pulley? I have discussed it, student, in my first video only. The mechanical advantage of the pulley is always equal to 1. Okay, the applied force is always equal to the weight of the load. Means you can say effort is equal to the load in the case of fixed pulley. That's why its mechanical advantage is equal to 1. Okay, now come to the movable pulley. What is movable pulley? So let's see the picture of movable pulley. In this movable pulley, this pulley moves with the load. Okay, and in that one it was fixed, but in this case the pulley also moves with the load. And the advantage of this movable pulley is that it reduces the effort used to pull the load. But just in this case, fixed pulley, what I said, it does not reduces, it does not amplify the force, but it only changes the direction of the force. But in the case of movable pulley, just see the picture here, it reduces the effort used to pull the load, and the movable pulley allows the effort to be less than the weight of the load. That's why it's become very easy to us to lift up heavy loads or object, because it reduces the effort. and less effort is needed to pull the load in this case. But there is one disadvantage also, student, in the case of movable pulley. What is the disadvantage of movable pulley? Is that one has to push or pull the pulley up and down. Example like a crane or block, one has to always push up and down the pulley. This is only the disadvantage. Otherwise, this reduces the effort a lot to lift up the heavy object. Okay. So I hope students, inclined plane and pulley, which I discussed today, this two topic, inclined plane and pulley, is clear to you. Next day I will discuss about the screw, wheel and axle. But before that I want to give you some homework. There is in your book only. Stop and reflect. These are the simple questions. Give an example of each of the following. Class 1 lever, movable pulley. Class 2 lever, inclined plane. This all example you have to write one. And this also state whether the following statement are true or false. But before doing this true or false, just go through your book. Read out line wise each and every topics properly. Then only you will be able to say the true and false questions. Okay students, till then revise it properly, do the work. This is your homework.